Hello and welcome to another webinar in our Uni Guide series. My name is Zubair. I'm the founder at ZNotes, and I'm excited to be having an amazing session with the UK University of the Year, according to the Daily Mail in 2025. Joining me today is Joshi, Ifra, and Sai, and we're going to be diving into what it's like to study in the UK, particularly with offers at the University of Leicester, and we'll get a perspective both from the admission team as well as the students and alumni as well. So thanks so much for joining in. Just a quick reminder that we will have a dedicated Q&A session at the end, so feel free to drop your questions in the chat on the right-hand side, and we'll definitely answer your questions as well. So thanks so much for joining, and I'd love to introduce you to the panel. So starting with you, Joshi, can you tell us a little bit about yourself?
So hi everyone. So I am Joshi and I work as the South Asia Associate Regional Manager of University of Leicester. Delighted to connect with you all. I've been proudly representing the University of Leicester for nearly 6 years now, overseeing our engagement across India, Bangladesh, Sri Lanka, and Nepal. It's been an incredible journey working across, and let me know if you would like to have even more information. We're here for that whole day. Thank you.
Thanks so much, Joshi. Passing on to Ifra.
Hello everyone, this is Ifra. I am currently undergraduate student in University of Leicester. I am a first year law student. Would be really nice to help you out with any of your queries.
Fantastic. And over to Sai.
Hello everyone, my name is Sai Kumar. I did my master's in engineering management at the University of Leicester. I'm currently a co-founder and CTO of an emerging startup called Less Survey from the university.
Fantastic. It's great to have all of you join us, and I think it'll be a wonderful discussion to have both the team behind the university as well as a current student and alumnus to get you that real perspective of what it's like to study here and learn about the city of Leicester as well. So we'll kick off with a few insights and pieces from Joshi, and then, as I said, please feel free as you're listening in, if you have any questions, to jump in and share in the chat, and I'll try to facilitate during the conversation as well. So over to you, Joshi, and we'd love to hear your insights.
Thank you, Zubair. Yeah. To begin with, we are University of Leicester, and I'm sure most of you would have heard about it earlier. So we aren't just university, but get ready for more than just studying. It's about more of exploring, growing, and building your future. Leicester is where your dreams take flights with endless opportunities to create, connect, and make it all happen. So yeah, first things first, we have an ongoing history of awards. Let's begin with Leicester's legacy of excellence. We won Times Higher Education Awards across 9 years and have received the Queen's Anniversary Prize like almost 3 times, the highest academic honor for UK institutions. We've just been named University of the Year in 2025 by Daily Mail, with their editor calling us a model university for the 21st century and one of the best catches in British higher education. Additionally, we've been shortlisted by Times Higher Education, the Times, and the Sunday Times for the University of the Year 2025. We've also ranked 27th in the Times and the Sunday Times Good University Guide, in the top 30th for student satisfaction and research excellence, and we proudly hold a gold rating in the teaching excellence framework for providing outstanding student experiences and education. Now let's talk about what life at Leicester actually looks like. And trust me, it's more than just lecture halls. We've got the iconic David Wilson Library, like 5 floors, open 24 by 7, with everything from silent study zones to group rooms, an esports lab, and even a dedicated space for undergraduates as well as postgraduates. For fitness and fun, there are two equally equipped sports centers with swimming pools, saunas, steam rooms, and even indoor cricket nets and tennis courts. Whether you're into rugby or yoga, we've got it covered. Accommodation you will find almost like variety of room types to suit your preferences and budget, all designed to make you feel at home. We've also got a brand new teaching and learning center, vibrant cafes, a buzzing students union food court, and loads of social spaces all across the campus. In short, you won't just study at Leicester, you will live, grow, and you will just enjoy what's happening there. So I think Ifra has already gone through it because she's already in the campus. It would be really nice to hear from you, Ifra. Could you unmute yourself?
Yeah.
Thank you.
So, Leicester is not about just studying in the lecture halls. There are majority of places you could use it as your own spaces, especially during the time in between two lectures. Like there are always 1 hour gaps, so you could relax anywhere. And the best part is the food is not centered to any one building. So in case you are far from one building, there's food for another building, so it's really easier for me. And in case you are not so called interested in the modern building, there is also a traditional law library which is not exclusive for law student. Any student in studying in Leicester would definitely enjoy it if they like the old traditional way of library or something like that atmosphere. So I would definitely recommend. These are the my favorite study spaces. Yeah.
Joshi, to unmute before you continue.
Thank you, Ifra, for your sharing. So, yeah, now comes the city. Welcome to Leicester, where everything is just within the reach. Just 1 hour, we're just 1 hour away from London by direct trains with quick links to cities across the UK and even anywhere in the Europe in case you're planning for a travel. Leicester is a city that truly embraces so much of diversity, I should say, ranked as one of the top 10 cheapest places for students in the UK. It's not only affordable but also offers a convenient lifestyle with amenities like Asian, international, so many supermarkets just a short walk away. Campus life is just 15 to 20 minutes from the city center, where you'll find plenty of food, shopping, and cultural experiences. And for our Indian students in specific, Leicester is the only UK city where Holi or Diwali celebrations are on a grand scale, with friends even traveling from other cities to join in the fun. Now, I think this is something that is always welcomed by a lot of Indian students, and to witness, or I mean, to express about this, I think Sai would be the right person who has spent such valuable moments with us to share it out. Can you please, Sai?
Thank you, Josie. You really summed it up. Overall, Leicester is a vibrant, student-friendly, and affordable city. You'll find students can find everything from world-class museums and peaceful green spaces to a huge range of affordable shops, cafes, and festivals like Diwali, Holi, you name it. It will make you feel at home and explore. I'll encourage students to explore beyond campus, and also university is kind of being in the center of city, so no matter where you are living in, it is easy to reach the university in different modes of transportations as well. So yeah.
Thank you, Sai. That was
I can tell
nice.
you as well that I have not I had a chance to visit Leicester a little while back, and the best chai guys and the origin of chai guys is actually from Leicester as well. So if you're looking for a good chai, I recommend a chai guys. But a wonderful city. Thanks for sharing, Joshi.
Thank you. Very true. All right. So here comes about our bachelor's degree. So let's talk about the qualifications. Okay. So firstly, we offer a lot of range of degrees, especially BA, BSc, BEng, and LLB. And if you're heading into healthcare, we've got you covered with professional programs in medicine, nursing, midwifery, pharmacy, physiotherapy, and other operating department practices as well. These are full time courses, typically run between 3 to 5 years, depending on the program. Now, here's something cool. Most of these courses comes with an industry or placement. That means you get to step out of the classroom and into the real world, gaining hands-on experience while you study. Super valuable, right? As for entry requirements, if you're coming from India, we usually look for 70 percentage and above in CBSE or 75 percentage and above in state boards. And when it comes to other boards like GCSE, IGCSE, then it depends on the courses, the variation differs. But when it comes to let's clear up things with English language a bit. If you've scored 70 percentage in English, and if you're from CBSE, and if you've completed your 12th, then we don't ask you for any IELTS. And if at all you're from the state, any of the state boards, and if the English score is more than 80 percentage in your 12th, you are likely eligible for an IELTS waiver. And apart from this, students who have almost like GCSE or IGCSE boards, and if their English is the first language, and if you have scored grade C, then we don't ask you for any IELTS. For IB students, if your English grade is English A, if you have English A, which is like almost grade 4, or if in case you have English B with grade 5, then we again don't ask for IELTS. All right. Then for A level or AS levels, English language requirement is like your English should be of grade C. Okay, but this differs. We always have little changes to it when it comes to different courses. So you can always refer to our website, or you can get in touch with any of us as well. All right. So when it comes to the tuition fees, they range from almost around 18,950 pounds to 25,900 pounds per year, depending on the course. And if you're doing a placement year, there's an extra 15 percentage fee. But honestly, the experience you gain is well worth it. So you can go through the slides, you can go through the course pages in case you're looking for a subject in specific. Then buy the modules, you can pick one and you can discuss with us as well. That's pretty much about bachelor's degree as of that. Now comes about our masters. At Leicester, we have again a range of postgraduate courses that tap into our research expertise and leads to diverse career paths. And here's the exciting part. We're ranked in the top 20th in the UK for employability. Plus, you don't need to stick to the same field you studied at undergrad. If you've got an interest in a different area, you can dive into the courses like data science, international management, or psychology, just to name a few. Now, here's a quick tip like how you choose your course. It is basically be it undergrad or post graduation, we would like to give you a quick homework with any course that you want to pick. So there is a quick homework that I will tell you all. What you have to do is take a piece of paper, write down what you want to become after you graduate with us. For example, if I want to become a design engineer, okay, maybe I'll write it down. Next, head to an UK job portal like it could be Indeed, Monster Jobs, Reach.co.uk, or anything of that sort, and search for that particular job role. You likely find 100 minimum 1,000 plus jobs at least listed. Open one of those job postings and look for the sections called skills required. So even if they have after they have mentioned what are your responsibilities, right below that there would be a section for skills required. These are the skills employers are looking for. Now go back to our website and check out the course modules in the course descriptions. Match those skills with what's listed in the course. This exercise will actually give you a clear picture of how our courses can directly help you land that dream job. It's a great way to make an informed decision before you choose any of the course or any of the university, to be very honest. So it's a simple yet powerful way to connect your future career goals with the right academic program. Think about it, and you can also try it with whatever job descriptions you have in your mind. Yeah. So, all right. Let's go over the scholarships. For those of you looking at undergraduate courses, if you meet the standard entry requirements, you'll receive a £3,000 scholarship every year. And if you go a step further, exceed by two A level grades, which is like more or the equivalent, that goes up to almost £5,000 per year. Now, for those who are considering for postgraduate study, if you've scored 60 percentage or more in your bachelor's, that's £3,000 in scholarship. And if you've got almost 65% and above, then you're looking at a scholarship of around £5,000. So if you've worked hard, I've given you a quick example of how your scholarship gets deducted. So here's the reward that comes along with your hard work. Make sure you check with what you have qualified for when by the time you apply with us. And I think it would be nice to have Ifra to share about the scholarship that, if in case you have uh, got it, please do let us know how it was actually helping you.
So during my application process, I was awarded with the Merit Scholarship due to my high grading in my 12th, and this is a £3,000 per year. So currently my course fees is £18,950. So it's been deducted by the 3,000 per year. So I would say my course fees is currently £15,950 only.
Fantastic. Joshi, if you can help us understand a little bit more. For example, when you say that two A level grades, so let's say if you were asked to do get three Bs, does that mean that if I got three A's, that I would get a £5,000 scholarship, or two A's and one B?
Yeah, anybody who has more than two A level grades, look, 3A also are eligible for a £5,000 scholarship.
Fantastic. And that applies every year, regardless of, like, I mean, after I enter, it will happen every year till the end of my degree.
Yeah, exactly.
Incredible. So definitely something that is rewarding your hard work during your A level studies as
True.
well.
Very true. That has helped a lot of students earlier as well. And I'm
Amazing.
sure the upcoming students will also have the benefit.
Fantastic. So, for students who are considering and understanding what the fee structure will be like, I think it's very important for them to think about the fact that they will receive a scholarship just by being able to make the entry requirements. And if they exceed the entry requirements by two A levels or equivalent in the IB or the CBSE or other exam boards, they're able to unlock an additional £2,000 per year. So that totals up to, if you're doing a 3-year bachelor, that'll end up being a £15,000 scholarship, if I've calculated correctly.
Yeah, very
Great.
much.
Okay, thank you. Thanks for clarifying. I think it's very, very useful, and I'm sure students will be very happy to hear about this support as well.
Thank you so much. So now this is like the heart of Leicester or lungs of Leicester, anything you can call, because our career cell is so vital, I should say. At our university, career development isn't just something that happens at the end of the course. It's built into your journey from day one. Whether you're gearing up for your very first internship or aiming for a role at a top tier company, we've got your back. This is like there's an entire in house career support team dedicated to you, helping you craft the perfect CV, prepping you with mock interviews, and giving you one on one mentorship tailored to your goals. So many things, so lively our career cell used to be. One of the biggest highlights is like the festival of careers. It's not just a typical job fair, it's a 5-day career fest that happens every semester. We're talking about like sorry, every year. We're talking about booths, workshops, panels, and networking with global names like Deloitte, NHS, PwC, Accenture, Ford. The list goes on. These companies don't just show up, they are here to hire, to mentor, and to inspire students. So it has helped a lot of them earlier as well. And here is what it makes even more better: our support doesn't stop at graduation. We offer lifetime online career guidance no matter where you are in the world. So even if you're back in your home country or staying in the UK under the graduate visa, you still get the access to get the expert help, job search tools, career advice whenever you need it. Now here's something real, like where we have earlier had one of our international students who was struggling to find relevant work experience because of visa hurdles and limited opportunities within when where the student couldn't stay inside the country because of family. But with the help of our team and employer network, she landed a remote internship with Welcome Trust that turned into a full-time offer. That's what happens when your university is truly invested when it comes to your career. And if you're thinking for a long-term opportunities, we've been ranked one of the top 10 universities globally for producing highest number of CEOs. So yes, we help you get jobs, but more than that, we help you become a leader. And I think Sai is one witness how like who has actually used our services. And I think, Sai, how about you share with us your experience with our careers team and how they've helped you along the way and where you are at the moment? All if you could share, it would be really
Yeah.
nice.
Thank you, Josie. As you said, university conducts regular job fairs where you get opportunities to apply for internships and graduate job programs. Personally, I have seen multiple students and my fellow students have placing in that way in big companies. And uni has also has the career development services where they will help you to build resumes, prepare for mock interviews. I revised my CV resumes multiple times with the experts. And also, any students, if you have any brilliant, innovative ideas and you want to commercialize it, then uni will support it for that too as well. So,
Yeah, thank you, Sai. I hope you're done. Thank you so much.
yep,
Glad to know that you have actually acquired what you wanted for with us. So now, when it comes to accommodation at our university, like there's no shortage of ways to get involved and make the most of your time here. With over 200 clubs and societies, we basically have so many things that sparks your interest. Once again.
Ifra, have you been living in accommodation in your first year?
Yes, so as Joshi has already pointed out, the university offers guaranteed accommodation to all UG students. Especially for me, I went to a lot of portals before booking to the university accommodation because people say the private ones are quite cheap and it would be affordable for you. But for a student from India, affordability is one thing, but apart from it, there is also one thing about safety and security. So for me, the university accommodation was affordable as well as it was safe and secure. And I really like the fact that we have two types of accommodation. So it depends on you what you are looking for. We have the city accommodation as well as the village accommodation. So in case you are just like 5 minutes or woke up 5 minutes early before lecture and yeah, just grab your lecture, then the city accommodation is right place for you. But in case you are looking forward for some kind of peaceful environment like me, because I really like the greenery and all. So a village is the best place for you. And staying far from uni is not a big deal because living in village, the university offers the center bus, which is free of cost, and it's like just in front of your house, and the bus stop is just a minute walk away from your house. Just stand on it, got a bus, go to uni. So it's not a big deal, but still, it depends on you what kind of accommodation you are looking forward.
And how long does it take you to get to uni from your accommodation?
So, like from bus, it's like 15 or 20 minutes from the village. But in
That's
case you are living for city accommodation, it's just 5 minutes walk.
amazing. I love that you have both options as well. You can be in the city or get the green space that helps you as well. Thanks for sharing. Over to you, Joshi.
Yeah, like Ifraz mentioned, our accommodations are almost for all the undergraduate students a guaranteed place. Just make sure that they have to book well in advance before 1st of September for any of our September intake. So now, so that there is no last minute stress. You'll have varieties of rooms, like range of rooms options to suit your preferences and budget. Choose from single bedrooms, ensuite rooms, or even studio or one bedroom flats. Weekly rents range like nothing, not more than 270. Like it begins with 80 pounds. So there's something for everyone. Like you ought to pick which suits your need. All our contracts are generally for 51 for weeks. So and there are options only with self-catered ones, giving you the flexibility. And if you prefer to live in a single gender flat, no problem, we've got those available too. Your flatmates could be fellow undergraduates or postgraduates, and some of our accommodation is just a 5 minutes 5 to 10 minutes away walk from campus. So you're never far from the action, or you're never far from your morning lectures. So that's pretty much about our accommodation. Yes. So at our university, there's no shortage of ways to get involved and make the most of your time here. You're never bored. With over 200 clubs and societies, you can dive into anything that sparks your interest, like whether it is academic, sports, cultural, or something totally unique to you. Plus, if you're looking to earn while you learn, part time jobs are also available both on campus and in the city. You can work up to 20 hours a week with your student visa. But it's not all about work. We also have tons of opportunities for giving back. Our making a difference days are all about volunteering, helping local communities, and supporting causes that matters. If at all you want to stay active, join the Let's Do Leicester program, where you can take part in free group fitness sessions. It's a fun way to keep fit and meet new people. We also have some epic campus wide activities, from the festive winter wonderland during Christmas to the much loved de stress week before exams. And if you're up for some fun, there's something every weeknight, like board games, movie nights, mini golf, and even day trips outside Leicester. And of course, there's plenty to explore in the city itself, from the Leicester City Football Club matches to the fascinating King Richard III Museum. And of course, the National Space Center is also put. There's always something happening to keep you busy and engaged. So that's pretty much about the city. Yeah, all right. Here's how you can apply. You can apply directly through the University of Leicester website, or if you prefer, you can go through an education agent or any which ways. They can also help you with both your application as well as with visa process. Now, when you apply, make sure you have all these documents, your degree transcripts. If you're still studying, your current transcript is fine. If you're applying for an undergrad program, then we would also want for your 12th grade scores, your degree certificate in case you're applying for a post graduation, an English language certificate. Example, it could be IELTS or TOEFL or Duolingo. And a personal statement is something very important for both undergrads as well as the postgrad students. Two reference letters are required for anybody who's applying for a postgraduate course, and one letter of recommendation from your school principal in case you're applying for any of the bachelor's courses, and a copy of your passport. Once you apply, you'll receive either a conditional or an unconditional offer. A conditional offer means you'll still need to meet one or more requirements like final exam results or English scores. An unconditional offer means you've met all the requirements and you're all set to join. So that's pretty much when it comes to unconditional offer. So these are the few deadlines that we want you to remember when it comes to University of Leicester. Um, Application deadline, if you're planning for September intake, make sure that you submit your application before 25th of July, since there are procedures for you to take up with regards to visa. And when it comes to deposit or firming your offer, make sure you do it well in advance before 8th of August. And to request for cash and to pay the 70 percentage tuition fees, it should not go more than 5th of September, whereas most of your courses are expected to start before 22nd of September, which is before 22nd is where you're expected to arrive the university. There are also January and April intakes for postgraduates, whereas for undergrad it's just September that you have to be really careful about. So here's the contact details of ours. You can always feel free to write to us using india@leicester.ac.uk, which is almost like our WhatsApp. Anytime you write to us, you should hear back within the end of the day. That's how actively this inbox is clear. And also, we're just WhatsApp away. You can text us. These are a few of our WhatsApp contacts that you can always count on in case you want any support. We're almost done. So, in case you all have any questions, please feel free to raise it.
Thanks so much, Joshi. That was a super and insightful presentation into uh, both the university, the courses, but also the life beyond courses. How do you get a job? How do you get involved with the city? How do you build a career out of your experience at the university? I want to open up to questions. So I've sent in the contact details into the chat. So if you want to reach out, feel free to use those details. But I'd love to bring the conversation to those listeners. If you have any specific questions to Sai, Ifra as students and alumni, or Joshi as someone who's managing admissions, please do send them in the chat and we'll bring them to the conversation. But my first question, I'd love to ask Ifra. You're in your first year doing law. What drew you to Leicester? What was the decision? When you were still at school, what made you decide with this university over the various options that you were going through?
Actually, choosing Leicester was a tough decision because coming to UK is really a big deal for an Indian student. But Leicester has a great prestige in the UK, as well as it got like accreditation from BCI as well. So studying law in Leicester doesn't mean like you need to work here in UK. You can also work back in the country, and the law degree here is also accredited by the BCI, BCRA, and the SRA. So it depends on you. You are planning to be a barrister or a solicitor. So just one degree is sufficient for you to decide your path. So like in case you are unsure about being a solicitor or barrister, so I think the Leicester is the best path of degree studying in Leicester. About law, it's more than textbook, especially like it's more involving. Uh, like law is such kind of people say it's a boring subject. Sometimes it get boring, but no, here in Leicester it's so engaging. It doesn't feel like you are studying law. It feels like you are studying something interactive. It's more than fun I was expecting it to be.
Fantastic. That's so great to hear, Ifra. And you said that a big decision was also the fact that the degree was applicable not just in the UK but also globally. What about your non-academic experiences? Have you been involved in extracurriculars? You mentioned that you enjoyed being in the countryside. So how has that kind of complemented your degree and your first year?
So, yeah, so degree here is not about just academics. I have been involved in a lot of varieties of competitions. So, if you are a law student, then it's not about studying, it's more about being in practical. So, I have been involved in negotiation competitions, mooting competitions, which I have been watching on YouTube since
Mm.
since I have started, like I want to be a solicitor. I have been watching those videos on YouTube,
Yeah,
and I never thought like I will be a part of it. Like doing mooting in your first year is some kind of like good feel, or you could say it's some kind of like a big deal for any student,
mm,
because mooting is just similar as you are performing in a courtroom.
yeah,
And I feel like this is the best part of me studying as a law student. Apart from academics, I believe like there are so many extracurricular activities. I have also been involved in archaeology. So
wow,
yeah, so I
it's a very
really
interesting
like,
hobby.
yeah.
Yeah,
And university has huge variety of facilities for students who like to be an archaeologist, and anyone like me who just want to know more about archaeology. So I have been interested in archaeology lately, and I have also joined the school of archaeology, and they have helped me through a lot. And before coming here in Leicester, I never knew like Leicester has huge variety of archaeology. Like they have huge Roman artifacts here found in
mhm,
Leicester, and I got to know about more, and I made a lot of friends during that period as well. So it's more about enjoying yourself and being more indulged whatever you want to do. And in case you are interested in sports, so there are varieties of competitions have like every day. For me as a law student, we have inter university competition as well as overall UK competitions. So I
mhm.
participate in a lot of them, like in speeches competition, even the mooting competition as well. So it's not about your concise in one box.
Yeah.
You have varieties of options, and it just depends on you how best you can do.
Were
Yeah.
you able to travel to different universities and cities during those competitions?
Yeah, I traveled to London during the competition because there was a competition about negotiation. I played as a victim in that competition. So it's more about getting in hand experience what you are going to face. And I find it really interesting like Leicester offers these kind of opportunities even in the first year, because like in first year you are just newbie. People say like,
Yeah,
oh, you need to cope up with the study, you need to get like what law is and everything. But here in Leicester it's more about gaining in hand experience what we are going to face in future.
absolutely. That's
Yeah.
super interesting, and thank you for sharing your experiences as well. I want to bring a question that's come into the chat. Maybe Joshi, you can help us answer this question as well. Um, this user asks that can they start their application after the AS level results? So in year 12, grade 11.
Yeah, so you need not wait until the results, to be very honest, because most of the schools they actually help us with the predicted scorecards well in advance, right after their final revision exam kind of thing, which will
Yeah,
happen in the month of December. So they can apply by then itself. If they are still they haven't still applied, or they have missed the deadlines or anything, they can still look in for another pathway that we've created well in advance, right after their this thing. They can still apply with us.
and so this is at AS. You've only done the first year of A levels. You haven't completed the full A level. Does Leicester take AS only students or
You
foundation year
have to
students?
complete both their levels. That
Okay,
is pretty much expected.
okay.
If
So
the scores are up and down, then we can try for the pathway programs. But at
yeah,
the moment, they have to complete both.
so AS and A2. But you can apply after your AS level results because I think UCAS opens up for the next intake. Let's say if you
Yeah.
finished your AS
Yes, they can.
in this exam period and you're heading into year 13 to do your A2s, you can start doing your applications, and the teachers can put your predicted grades in so that by the time you've applied, Leicester will take a decision based on the AS results and the predicted grades. Is that correct?
True.
Okay.
Yeah, you're right.
Thanks, Joshi. I'm gonna feel free to keep sending in your questions. Thanks so much for that, and we'll keep getting input from our panel on these topics. I want to switch to you, Sai. So you shared your journey about having a spin out and building a company after your time at Leicester. So tell us a little bit about. So you started off with a master's in engineering management, and then you ended up co-founding Lex Survey. So tell us about that journey a little bit more.
Yes, Zubair. So basically, it's all started off as my master's final semester project, where
Okay.
my professors and I realized that there are no bespoke survey software that are available to hospices in UK, and I don't know how to build, design, or validate one. And this is where exactly the engineering management helps me, because it has modules like systems development, cost engineering, business and finance, and risk analysis. So this acted as a framework for me to design, develop, and validate the list survey. And I also got the immense support from my academic supervisors. So thanks to them, now list survey is currently being trailed or used by 7% of the UK hospices, and including the UK's largest hospice.
Wow, that's incredible. Congratulations. That's a huge
Thank
achievement. And that's only in a few months, right? When did you kick
you.
off?
Yes, indeed. Yes.
Wow. And so were you supported by the innovation or entrepreneurship team to help spin out the company? Because this was part of your master's research, was an IP developed with the university.
So when we started as a master's research project, so we haven't thought about establishing a company. So throughout the first few months, so we have not reached out to the research and enterprise division, but I'm sure they will definitely help us out. But
Mm,
after I graduated from my master's,
mm.
so we thought of establishing a company, and that's when research and enterprise division come into picture, and they have given us the multiple ways of how to commercialize it, the less survey.
Fantastic. And right now, are you still based in the UK or you have a return to India and you're working from there on your startup?
Yeah, yeah. Less survey is based off Leicester completely.
Okay. So, and but yourself, are you still in the UK?
Yeah. Currently, I'm in vacation. I'm in India right now, but I'm heading back to the UK by the end of this month.
Okay, fantastic. So you were able to continue your time in the UK
Yes,
by setting up a company and now and leading that company.
yes.
Amazing. So
Indeed.
that's a fantastic story, and many congratulations of your achievements as well. 9%
Thank
market
you, thank you.
adoption is not not an easy feat in a couple of months. Um, I want to switch back to you, Ifra. You talked about the choice of accommodation, your degree choice, and I was wondering if you could share some tips for students who may be thinking about moving abroad, going to the UK, maybe thinking about Leicester. What has been the most helpful aspects of the student support, the campus life that has made you feel settled into university?
So for me, the most important thing was the University of Leicester student team as a help. I used to email them a lot, and they don't find it irritating. They email me back always with all my queries. So it's better if you got any query, just email them. Don't think about like, oh, this gonna be like that, this gonna be like that. Don't be predictable about anything. Just if you got any confusion, just email them. They will reply you promptly. Apart from it, I really find the uni app so helpful during my first uni days, because I'm new to Leicester and I'm new to uni. I don't know a lot about uni, so it's more about the uni app works really well. And I used to attend a lot of events like this before coming to UK. University offers a lot of virtual events for international students as well. So they give like a lot of tips, how to come to UK and what to do once you are in UK, and what you need to do once you where you need to find your keys, where you need to get your ID and everything. So
Okay.
I think it's the best tip I could give to anyone. It's attending more virtual events. Really, they are so helpful for me. And download as much as app you can. Really, the uni app is so good, but apart from it, there are more apps, so you should download them. And during the first days, they are really helpful. But in case you are looking for enhanced support, so once you enter the university, there is a huge building, Charles Wilson. That's the first building you will come across, and they have the student support there, IT support
Yeah.
there. So everything you are looking for, it's just right in front of you. So you won't struggle a lot about it, finding where to go, where to find anything. But in case you are struggling with anything, just you are not good with emailing, just call them. It's really easy to call them in case you are facing any trouble. Because during my first day in UK, my flight got delayed, and I arrived in UK really late. Like, it was
Mm,
so late tonight. And you could imagine, like, the streets were so vacant. I felt really so terrified at that moment, because coming back from India to a foreign country, and
yeah.
it's late night, you don't know anyone, you are all alone by yourself. And I don't know how to put up myself in that situation. At that time, I was shivering. I was literally shivering what to do. And that's what prompted me. I couldn't email anyone. I should call. I was wondering, like, oh, this is so late. If someone would pick up the call even. But really, they say 24/7. It is 24/7, and they really
Amazing.
picked my call and helped me out, and everything was sorted. I found my room keys. I found my accommodation. I settled in during that night, and it was
Yeah.
really horrible night. It was raining, and I could really imagine myself in that situation ever. Really, I
Yeah.
wouldn't be able to do anything without the university support. So I think it's better to contact university if you face any kind of trouble. It's better
Mhm.
to contact them rather than predicting anything by yourself.
Fantastic, and I'm glad you made it to your competition
Yeah.
in time, especially after such a new country, new city, new everything. But I'm glad to hear that the university was able to support you during that period as well. Thank you for sharing, and also now that you're part of this webinar, I'm sure you're helping a lot of students in their journey as well. So you're paying it back. Um, as we mentioned, feel free to, if you have any specifics to any of our panelists, to keep sharing in the chat. I'm going to come back to you, Sai. So another thing that we've learned about is that within your company, you're able to receive a significant grant from the UK Research and Innovate Department by UKRI, over £35,000. So tell us a bit about that grant application journey and what that has meant for you and your startup as well to take it further. Were you supported by the university to apply for the grant and so forth?
Yes, super. So the university really helped me in every step of the way. So I got the constant mentor support, and I also got the starting from master's modules. So I used those modules and the insights from that module to start and structure the grant application, and
Mm,
then I got the constant feedback from my mentors and academic supervisor. And this is where the RED, Research and Enterprise Division, within the university comes into picture and actually help me write a grant application that completely abides with the UKRI terms. So I
okay.
don't think so. Honestly, I could have done that without their support. And university also has a lot of networking opportunities. So it really opened doors for me to
Mm,
go out and meet the potential industry partners to pitch the less survey. And with the thanks to the academic supervisors and the red team, with that help, so less survey has come from classroom project to
mhm.
the scalable UKRI funded venture now.
Incredible. Congratulations again. And I can attest to the amazing opportunities that a university creates for startup support because for me as well
Yes.
and for ZNotes, we had incredible support from our university back in the day as well.
Yeah, true,
So
true. Zubair. It's not one single source of support. It's an
exactly,
ecosystem of support that
absolutely.
university provides.
Fantastic. Thanks for sharing, Sai. Um, So I want to come back to you, Joshi, for a couple of more technical questions. So some of our listeners may be thinking about putting their application in. What are your kind of top tips about students for students to when they're making their application? What would you suggest should be top of mind when they're applying? And is there any common mistakes that you've seen that you wish students would avoid?
So the very first thing that comes to us when it is a student, basically the statement of purpose, because we
Hmm.
haven't met the student in person, but
Hmm.
then the first thing that we get to know via through a written statement is this SOP. We
Hmm.
would want the student to write what they actually have gone through. It would be really nice if we could hear back just from the student, not about fancy words, but their true experiences, their
Hmm.
purpose of the course, of
Hmm.
the, why they have selected this course, or
Yeah.
what are their plans after graduation, or if at all they have gone through any project experience or any mini projects of that sort. All of these are the details that we would want to know. Basically, as a student, as a person, how the student is going to be is something that we expect, and that is the reason that we are even looking at an SOP. So I
Yeah.
think students should know that as such, and they should write a statement of purpose.
Hmm.
And apart from this, anybody who applies before their results, like especially for the undergrads, in case they have their predicted scorecard, and if they apply with us, it's much more easier for us to assess, and
Hmm.
it actually avoids a lot of delay. And apart from that, letter of recommendations, we make sure that the student gets the letter of recommendation on the letterhead of the school or the university or the college where they have already studied. Okay,
Okay.
along with the seal and signature with date. So a
Okay.
dated signature letter of recommendation is something that we expect. Yeah,
Okay.
the most important thing. Also, we do something called document verification, where we would be checking their results online. So in that way, before I mean, by the time they're applying, if they get to know how their results are all processed, it's even more easier, so that there is again it actually reduces the time to assess,
Yeah.
and we will get back at the earliest. So, in
Perfect.
case we're coming back to a student asking to help us with verifying the student's results online, then it's much easier.
Got it. Okay, fantastic. That's super helpful to know. So, making sure that you are getting your letter of recommendation with signed, stamped, dated on letterhead. And the other thing was around making sure your statement of purpose is authentic and true. It doesn't use fancy words, but really talks about who you are and what you want to become through your degree. I want to bring in another question from our viewers. Um, this user asks, for the engineering programs, are there any entrance exams or certain requirements which are required for private candidates? And for private candidates, is there a recommendation that are exempted? So, two questions. One was around, are there any specific requirements for the engineering program? And the second part is the letter of recommendation compulsory even for a private candidate, so they're not going to a school?
Okay, so we really don't look up for any entrance exams as such for any of our engineering courses. But
Okay,
then, in case they have done any certification, or if they have any scores, they can attach. But that is definitely not a
not a
main
requirement.
requirement at all.
Okay,
Okay.
so it's just a schooling diploma, either A levels or CBSE results.
Yes, exactly.
Yeah. And
And
regarding
to
for
answer
let's say a private candidate, yeah, what would they do if they don't have a head of
any
admin?
private candidate, they would have had their tutor who taught them, right? They can
Yeah.
still attest about them. They can still give the conduct, and they can do the letter of recommendation on their letterhead again.
Okay.
That should
So
also
so any tutor who has been involved in their academic learning
exactly.
can write a letter of recommendation on their behalf.
Yeah.
Okay, perfect. This is really helpful. Thanks for responding to that question. Um, one more. How early should students be preparing to apply if they want to study, let's say, next year? So if they want to start in 2026 September, because we're going to be into that point, what's the earliest you can start working on that?
So it is based on the results, to be very honest. And
Hmm.
most of the time, if it is for September intake, we expect the student to start applying from December itself.
Yeah.
So because that is when most of their half yearly exams are taking
Yeah.
place, when their pre-revision all goes up, right? Right
Exactly.
after that, they can immediately start applying, and that should help them to avoid last minute
Yeah.
rush.
And
So
can
this,
they apply directly as well as through UCAS, or is it always through UCAS?
they can apply via UCAS, or they can even do direct applications.
Direct application.
We have both.
Perfect. That's super helpful. And I think you've shared the link already, and we will also do that in the follow-up email as well for you to apply directly through the Leicester website.
Sure. Thank you.
Perfect. Um, this is bringing us to the end of the session. It's been amazing to have all of you give such, wonderful advice and experiences about your time at the course, but also interesting technical details as well. Um, I want to go through Ifra and Sai one more time to ask one final piece of advice, where maybe for listeners who are attending this session and thinking about applying, what is one piece of advice you would give to them as they maybe take that next step? Maybe start with you, Ifra.
I would say, like, definitely you know best what you want to do and what you are looking forward. So, research more about the uni. Especially for me, I was researching a lot of university and I really applied a lot of university before coming to Leicester. So it's upon you and your choices. But University of Leicester stood out for me because it has the accreditation from, yeah, UK as well. Apart from it, it's the degree of law is valid back in my country as well, which most of the UK university doesn't have it. So in
Mm,
case I want to go back practice in my country, this is still valid. I don't need to do any kind of conversion course or any kind of different kind of exam or anything like that. So I am free from that hassle. So it depends on you, and you need to research more about the university. The university pages are so exclusive for you, like they have different pages for admission program, especially for upcoming students. They have
mhm,
varieties of programs. You need to understand what you are looking for, especially when I talk about my journey back. Here law is not about law. There were varieties of law. It depends on you what you are looking for: law with
mm,
politics, law with criminology, just law or anything what you are looking for. So you need to access on yourself. You need to study yourself, I think. Study
yeah,
yourself and study the university, and look what is best for you. And that's what you are going to do in your personal statement, what you want to become and what you are looking forward to. Because, like, in the personal statement, it's not about why you want to study the course. It about more like what you want to become in 5 years, what you want to do after the university, what you
yeah,
are looking forward, why you want to do the course, and why you want to join this university. So I think it's more about is, involving in the university pages and studying yourself as well.
amazing. Thank you, Ifra. I think that's a very important point, and also like really, really get into the details of the course and how it will affect you and your future. Sai, final thoughts and comments?
Yes, Zubair. So my advice to students is to so most of the Indian students may have this kind of hesitation to start conversation. So I was myself as an introvert before coming to the UK. So in order to achieve great things, you have to be an extrovert. So being an extrovert will really opens you many doors. So be an extrovert. Do meet diverse people because it will really broaden your perspectives and views. And also join like-minded communities because I personally inspired from the Leicester startup community, and I really feel like I'm being in a circle where everyone has a like mind of mine. So please do find that kind of communities within the Leicester. So if you're interested in arts, please do sign up for the arts community, and that's how you grow. So being an responsible extrovert.
Okay. Thank you, Sai. That's a very, very good piece of advice. I think it applies to not just university, but in life to try to really be, whether extrovert or introvert, just try to be open and authentic about who you are and how you want to beat people and be together. Thank you all so much for such a wonderful session. Thank you for our listeners for your great questions as well to kind of keep us informed and make sure that we've addressed all your queries. This has been part of a longer uni guide series that ZNotes has been running, and we hope that we can continue to support you both on the website at znotes.org/uniguide and as well as through asynchronous content as well. So stay in touch, join our next few webinars as well, and we really appreciate your time here. Thank you to our panelists for being here. Have a good rest of the day. Bye
Thank
bye.
you, Jay, for
Thank
this
you,
invite
Zubair. Thank
forward.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank
Take care,
you.
everyone. Bye bye.